We enter the last quarter with Port Adelaide kicking with a couple of goal breeze, but as we know, Sydney will just fight and fight. Port leading by 7 points. Start of the last quarter here at Amy Stadium. It's big Jared Redden up against Mumford. Umpire puts it down. Redden wins it. Sort of only goes as far as the Sydney player tries to wrestle his arm free. Mumford backs up again, gets the ball, pumps it forward, pitches just inside 50. Now White and Trengove, well done. He read it well. And he knew his limitation. He gave the handball to Pittard. Pittard tries to work his way through traffic. Redden to Carlisle. The new shaved hairdo. Over the top to Pittard. Look at him run. He's had a great game, Pittard. He'll be important this year if he can stay sound. Monfries, searching handball through the middle of the ground of Stevenson. Stevenson, true centre. Now runs to centre forward. He's normally a great kick. That's a magnificent kick. Umpire says Plant thought there might have been an infringement against Stewart. Handball on the up there by the Sydney player, and all of a sudden, Sydney are out of danger, but only as far as Pittard. And Pittard marks 55 out. Short, Monfries, was he infringed? Yes, he was. And Angus Monfries, the number 6, will take the free kick about 48, 49 metres out from goal. As we've said all day, and Adam Goods has had a couple of shots from here, it's a very, very tricky day to kick goals. But you would think if he punches it low, hopefully the ball will go straight. But if he goes sort of more for the right goalpost, it might swing back. Very fluky conditions though. Clearly I don't know what I'm talking about, and that is flukiness at its best, because he's a magnificent kick normally, Angus Monfries, and that ball has just been taken by the breeze out on the full. So Sydney, through the lime green booted Grundy, clear the defensive area. Trengove tried to take the mark. Ball spilled over the back to Young. Concedes ground. Got time though, Stevenson. Beautiful kick back towards Jonas. Campbell Heath wants to get on his left boot. He does. Great kick. Oh, great kick. And Travis Spoke stood under it. Courage. And took the mark right on the 50-metre line for Port Adelaide for another chance at goal. They lead by 7 points. 11-6-72 to Sydney 9-11-65. And that piece of play though, the poise there by Campbell Heath was just outstanding. So what can the captain do? He'll kick from 52. We know what the conditions are like. He's put it out towards that right goalpost. I told Monfries to do that only a couple of minutes ago, and Boakey listens. He draws it back. A magnificent skipper's goal. And Port Adelaide skip away now to a 13-point lead. They move on to 12-6-78, leading Sydney 9-11-65. That's Boak's third, and the margin now goes out to a very handy 13 points. So just over 3 minutes gone here at Amy Stadium. Hope you're enjoying the replay on PTV. Daniel Norton with you in this last quarter. Back in the centre. Mumford wins it down. Kennedy tries to wrestle the ball free. Mumford got a hand in there. Pushed it forward. Well done there by, I think it's Malcheski. Handball to Jetta. Wrapped up by, magnificently done by Westhoff. Got him by the arm. And a beautiful tackle. Westhoff pumps it forward. Monfries the target. Young. Was he infringed? Yes, he was. He got buffeted under the footy. And Young will take the free kick. Only 20 metres out from goal on a slight angle, on about a 45-degree angle, and was certainly infringed by Shaw. So Port Adelaide by 13 points. Young, he's kicked 1. And now he's kicked 2. Great leg. Good finish. Port Adelaide really skip away now. They lead by 19 points, 13-6-84. Leading last year's premiers Sydney 9-11-65, a margin of 19 points, 4.25 minutes gone in this last quarter. So a healthy crowd here at Amy Stadium. The official figure just a tick over 5,000. And the chant goes up from the members. They're liking what they're seeing. They're loving the effort. They're loving the braveness in terms of the ball movement. Port Adelaide look a different outfit this year. Jonas jams the ball forward. Only as far as a Sydney player. Gee, he made a basketball ring there in Tommy Walsh. Now they might have problems. Hartlett, he's just got to get the footy. 60 out. Gives it to Young. Young back to Mitchell. Mitchell, been very impressive. Look at that for a kick. Stewart just couldn't take the mark. That player in Moore is wrapped up. He's trying to get rid of it. The umpire, if you don't get rid of it in that situation, is going to ping you every time. They've been consistent with that all day. And whether you like it or not, that is the way they're clearly going to rule it this season. So Kennedy to Jetta to Hanbury and Mitchell. Mitchell, tough, hard tackling. Ball spills free, great pressure. Stevenson jams on the boot, should go out of bounds. Stays in, Grundy palms it forward. Good tackle though, good forward line pressure from Hartlett. Spills the ball over the boundary line. And the Power supporters love it here at AAMI Stadium. A boundary throw-in, 52 metres around from the Port Adelaide goal. They lead by 19 points, 6 minutes into the last quarter. Broadbent tries to win the football. Can't. Arms and legs in there. Umpire says a power play has been infringed. And Angus Monfries wins the free kick about 53 metres out from goal when he kicks. So Monfries, he'll try and bang it as long as he can. That will come back. It'll probably land just before the goal line. It does. And it goes through for a minor score. Port Adelaide, pretty accurate kicking. 13-7-85. Leading Sydney 9-11-65. 20 points the margin. Approaching the 7-minute mark of the last quarter. Bearing in mind this is the last hit out for both sides. Port Adelaide in round one, of course, Easter Sunday at the MCG against Melbourne. So both sides just desperate to fine-tune their game plan and their style and their structures ahead of round one. That ball's gone out in the full in meantime. Kamo Shea's got it, punches it straight to Pittard. Beautiful kick. Pittard, he's got the footy. He's not a bad kick either. His left foot precision normally. And what do you know? He's let me down. And Bolton takes the mark for the Swans. So Bolton decides to go to the outer side. He was originally going to go to the members. Kicks to Jetta. Jetta to a one-on-one. Now Goods up against Jonas. Jonas may have infringed, and in fact he has. So Goods, with all his experience, takes the free kick. Centre wing. What will he do here? He'll try and draw. Goes in short, tries to manufacture something. The umpire says there's a free kick behind play. McVeigh infringed on Kane Corns, and Kane Corns will take the free kick centre half back for Port Adelaide. In fact, no, it's not him. He thought he had it. In fact, it's Moore who's going to take the free kick. The umpire certainly indicated there was a high tackle on a Port Adelaide player, and so Moore's got it. At centre half back. Chips in short to Pittard. Short little kick. He in turn goes in short to Redden. So Redden's got the footy. It's been good today. He's been fantastic. Set up a goal in that third quarter. Matt Thomas dropped what he should have really probably taken. Back to Shaw. Shaw gives off in short to that player in Parker. Now they've got problems though. Interception. Well done, Port Adelaide. Boat to Trengo to Colquhoun. Run inside 50, Sammy, and just kick the goal. Kick the goal, son. And he does. He does. Great finish by the young man taken in the pre-season draft. And Port Adelaide going like winners. At the 9-minute mark of the last quarter, the scoreboard kicks out to a 26-point lead. It's Port Adelaide 14-7-91. Leading Sydney 9-11-65. I trust you're enjoying this replay on PTV. So Lobe up against Mumford. Mumford jumps early. Lobe wins it down to Boak. Crashing in there is Jack. Tries to get the ball forward. Trengo with one hand. Goes through. All he wanted to do was win that football. Gets it out though. Kennedy intercepts. Well done to White. White to Mumford. Mumford in short. but only as far. He's picked out Jonas out of 3 players there. In fact, 4. 3 Sydney Swans players, and he found Jonas. Broadbent's got it. Kicks it long towards half forward. Big pack of players. Redden brings the ball down. Who's that standing underneath it? Young, I think it is. Shovels it to Boak. Boak takes the half volley. Handball. Colquhoun again. Charges through. Tries to get through the pack. Port Adelaide player slowly getting to his feet behind play. We'll keep an eye on him as well. McGlynn's got it meantime in the centre of the ground for Sydney. So a Port player looks like he's just a bit winded behind play. Just a little bit proppy. Sydney push forward to Goods. Goods just pitches in front of him. What's he going to do here, the magician? He's been caught by Broadbent. Oh, in they go. Well done, Trengove. That was lucky. He ducked the chutney in terms of lucky. It's probably more lucky for the Sydney Swan player in McGlynn that he didn't collect him. So good courage by Trengove. Lobe kicks wide to O'Shea. Marks right in front of the member stand. In the meantime, that player behind play was Boak, and he's fine. He is fine. Ball pitches in front of Thomas. Mitchell's there as well. Get the ball, Mitchell. He doesn't. Umpire says, I'll have a ball in. Port fans wanted to push in the back. But there'll be a ball in just forward to centre wing for Port Adelaide in front of the member stand. So boundary throw in. 30-minute quarters here. 11 minutes gone this final quarter. Brad Ebert with his head bandage. Gets it to Corn, squirts it forward. Sydney player tracks the footy. Well done. Went to the voice, Everett. Gave it back, and all of a sudden, Shaw's got it. He's normally a penetrating kick. He loves a run too. He's had 2 bounces. Kicks towards midfield, but to really in no man's land there. Need to make a contest, a Sydney player. He does. Brings the ball down. Hanbury's got it. Gave it back to Bolton. He's got big problems. Mitchell wraps him up. Managed just to get a handball free. Well done though by Port Adelaide. Stevenson to Young. Now Young can run inside 50 and kick a goal. Unselfishly chips it. Not a great kick moving forward. And Sydney dodge bullets. Or do they? Ebert squirts. Redden. Handball. Didn't go far enough. Stewart. Back towards Thomas. Thomas tries to drag the pigskin onto the boot. He doesn't. And Reece Shaw on the last line of defence relieves for Sydney. And they're away. No one to kick to. Absolutely nobody to kick to. In fact, he sort of kicked it past O'Keefe there. Unusual. Really strange stuff there. Kane Corns gave it to Boak. Boak sidesteps around about 3 players as if they weren't there. Crowd love it. Down towards Redden. Redden. Great tackle, thumping tackle inside the forward 50. This is exciting stuff. In goes the Sydney player, out goes the Sydney player. Bird's got it and now gives it to his teammate, and all of a sudden they have a bit of relief through Jeddah. Jeddah goes back to Everett. Still in defensive 50. Short. Whew, it's all happening. Parker in short to McGlynn. McGlynn casually plays on. Gives a handball, loose handball, just didn't find the target, made it more difficult for Shaw than it probably needed to be. But it all worked out well in the end. McGlynn's got it. Pokey little kick around the corner to Reed. Oh, he's just giving it straight to Thomas. How do you like that? That's silver service stuff. O'Shea dances, tries to get around, was caught, and holding the ball. Yeah, didn't dispose of it effectively. So Jack's got it, gives it to Armstrong. Handballs, half volleyed well by Bird. Gives it back to Mumford. Chippy, short little kick to Reed. And Sydney, at long last, have a set shot at goal in this last quarter, kicking towards the southern or golf course end. It's Reed. They trail by 26 points. About halfway through this final quarter. If there are any chance, Reed, you feel, must kick this goal. Goal so far for the day, the big number 20. 45 out, drop punt, splits the centre. So a great finish there by Reed. Then on a long-term contract there up at the Sydney Swans, signed a 5-year deal last year. And he has kept Sydney's pulse just going, as faint as it is. They're still in this. Sydney trailing by 20 points, 10-11-71. Port Adelaide 14-7-91, approaching the 15-minute mark of the last quarter. So back in the centre, Monfrey's getting a run in the midfield. Kane Corns in there. Brad Ebert with the head bandage. Lobie down to Monfries. Tries to shovel the ball forward. He got Cannon into the back. And he'll take the relieving free kick. Handballs to Pittard. Pittard on his right side, but squirts to a little left foot one out to Colquhoun. Takes it. The mark, centre wing, outer side. Good crowd this afternoon for a trial game. There's 5,000 in the members. Hachet's got it. Kicks inside. Nice effort there, though, by the Sydney player. Malcheski finally won the football. Gives it back, or tries to go inside the Sydney player. Now he's under enormous pressure. Malcheski's got it. Props. Surveys his options. Smothered. Out of bounds. Great pressure from Port Adelaide. Good to see so many Port Adelaide fans here this afternoon. It is deceiving on TV, but the SANFL have only opened this members area and very well patronised. A crowd of, I think, officially just over 5,000. They like what they're seeing here at the moment. Port leading by 20 points. We ball up, 47 metres out from the Port Adelaide goal. 14-7-91 to the Swans, 10-11-71. 16 minutes in the last quarter. Ball trying to get free here. Umpire says play touched off the boot. Armstrong tries to get the ball. Port Adelaide's forward line pressure has been outstanding all day, and once again there'll be a ball up. About 40 metres out from the goal. Umpire throws the ball up. Redden. Sydney squirt it forward. McGlynn missed it. O'Shea. Handball to Colquhoun. To Monfries. Monfries by hand to Hartlett. Hartlett goes in short. And Kane Corns has got it. Umpire calls play on. Not sure why, but he pumps it in quickly. Huge pack of players. Ball comes forward. Trying to drive the football forward there. He's a power player, but he's wrapped up by the Sydney Swans defence. And there will be a ball up. Almost on the edge of the square. Port Adelaide's attacking zone. Ball comes free. Players all upended there, I think, was Matt Thomas. And there should be another bounce. Sydney desperately trying to get the ball free. Will it go over the boundary line? Crash goes in Brad Ebert. In goes in Broadbent. Broadbent shoveled it out to Colquhoun. Colquhoun to Brad Ebert. Drop punt. What's going on here? No, it's gone across the face of goal. Grundy. Now, he'll clear it, will he? No, the ball just goes over the boundary line. Well hassled there by Tom Jonas. And there will be a boundary throw-in. About 40 metres around from the Port Adelaide goal. They lead by 20 points. The ball spins back into play. Lobie and Redden, both of them there. Port Adelaide playing a ruckman, a resting ruckman in the forward line today, which is good to see. A bit of height down there. Meantime, Hartlett tries to wrestle his way through. And the umpire says, I'll have it. 52 metres out from Port Adelaide's goal. Quickly gets on with it. Throws it up. As is the mantra this year. Monfries pushes it forward and that ball pitches just next to the behind post and there'll be a boundary throw in. Port Adelaide doing all the attacking at the moment. 18 minutes gone in this last quarter. They've led it. Every change Port Adelaide by 2 points at quarter time, 16 points at half time and 7 points at three-quarter time. And right now they lead by 20 points. Sydney trying to get the ball out of defence. Well done there by Trengove. He spoilt well today. Spoilt to his teammates' advantage. Jonas gave it to Boak. Boak 52 out. What's going to happen here? Puts it up, swinging, but won't come back anywhere near enough. Big fly. And off the carpet goes a Sydney player for a minor score. It is all happening in there in that goal square area at the moment for Port Adelaide. So they lead by 21 points, 92-71. So Grundy's got it for Sydney. Short. That's a bit too cute. Ball spills over the back. Colquhoun's in there for Port Adelaide as well. Trying to just find a handle on the football at the moment. He can't. Taps it back. Well picked up by the Sydney player. Back towards Kennedy. Well done, Colquhoun. He's been like salt and pepper. He's been everything this afternoon. Kicks it forward. Thomas will escort the ball over the boundary line. And Semi Colquhoun has had a fair bit of the football. He's had 18 touches today, including that magnificent goal earlier this quarter. It's a boundary throw-in. Lobie and White. White tries to wrestle the ball forward. Kicks towards the outer side. And there will be a boundary throw-in just forward of centre wing for Port Adelaide. So White up against Redden. Ball comes over the back of the pack. No decisive advantage. Boak kicks it forward. Moore jams it around the body to Grundy. Loses his feet. Now Daniel Stewart, has he got the composure? Bends it. Oh, probably just rushed it a little bit too much. Kicked it high, wide, and not very handsome. Through for a minor score. Port Adelaide move on to 14-9-93. Leading Sydney 10-11-71. 22 points the margin. 20 minutes gone in this final quarter. 10 minutes left in this trial game. So Marcheski plays on. Kicks to himself and then proceeds to kick the ball just about out in the full because he played onto himself. Of course, that's not a free kick. Just pitched inside the boundary line. So a boundary throw in. Left half forward for Port Adelaide. A lot of players around this football. Redden and white. Colquhoun, arms and legs, on his knees. Somehow got out the cane corns. Broadbent inside 50. Jammed onto the boot. Good mark. Justin Westhoff playing forward. He's had a very good game as well. Big Justin Westhoff. He's coming in for kick number 10. He's had 19 touches. And as he so often does, he runs and runs and runs. One of the hardest workers at Port Adelaide. Trains very hard and runs to both ends of the ground. He's effectively a 200 centimetre wingman. Right now he's got a drop punt from 50 metres. Just pushes across the face of goal. Quite the result he wanted. Moore, handball, Mitchell. Wrapped up in the tackle. Won't get anything out of there. Matt Thomas. He does though. To Daniel Stewart. Left foot. Doesn't quite find the opening of the sticks. And goes through for a point. So Port Adelaide just peppering those goals. 14-10-94. Leading Sydney 10-11-71. Oh, big turnover here, but no, it doesn't quite eventuate for Port Adelaide. Jetta's got it. I was looking at the scoreboard and all of a sudden the ball was turned over. Reed's got the mark though. That's the main thing for Sydney supporters. Centre wing out of side. McVeigh pointing, saying, Boakey, don't come any further over the mark. McVeigh gesturing to try and get some sort of ball movement going. Big pack of players. Look at that for a mark. Big Trengove. Had a disappointing game against Melbourne. He was outstanding last week in Port Adelaide's 3-point win against West Coast and has been terrific again today. Stevenson picks up that loose ball to Brad Ebert. Brad Ebert kicks out here towards... We split the two of them. There was a bit of confusion there and Sydney might make him pay. Reed! Not a great finish. And that goes through for a point. A bit of confusion there for Port Adelaide across half-back. Ball pitched right in front of Broadbent and Heath. And Reed swooped, but kicked a minor score to bridge the margin to 22 points. Port Adelaide 94, leading Sydney 72. Stevenson goes bang up the centre. Good mark. Daniel Stewart in the hands. Plays on quickly. Over the top to Pittard. That'll pitch just in front of him. Now, if he's got the composure, he's got Boak running free, but no, he tries to take on the Sydney player. Left foot from about 55. Oh, the wind just grabs that at the last second. Drags it across the face for a point. And so Port Adelaide move on to 14-11-95. Leading Sydney 10-12-72, a margin of 23 points. Under 7 minutes left in this contest. It's been a great contest today here at Amy Stadium. So Kennedy kicks it wide. Didn't find the target. Just got touched before it went out of bounds. So, boundary throw in. 60 metres around from the Port Adelaide goal. They have been really impressive today, the Power, against last year's premiers. We know Sydney will certainly be a force again this year. Boak gives it back to Stevenson. One-step kick, only as far as the Sydney defender. And they will try and transition play across goal. So Grundy's got it. Grundy deep in defence, hemmed in. Kicks it sort of back towards the outer side. Big fly by Mumford. Ball comes to Boak. Broadbent's got it, I think. Kicks inside. No, it's Mitchell. Kicks inside. Nice pack of players there. O'Shea crumbs it. Right foot snap around the body. A little bit of icing. Good to see the young fella kick a goal. And he bangs through Port Adelaide's 15th. Beautifully crumbed. Saw an opening. Saw a chance. He took it. And Port Adelaide 15-11-101 leading Sydney 10-12-72, a margin of 29 points, approaching the 25-minute mark of the last quarter. The applause you just heard, big round of applause. Jared Redden just coming to the bench. He has been terrific today, the big fella. So Lobie against Mumford, all the experience with the Sydney midfield with their premierships. And so Lobie and Redden have done very well against Mumford. Mumford rucked for most of the day. Jesse White's obviously done a little bit as well. Anyway, the ball goes forward and there will be a boundary throw in 60 metres around from Port Adelaide's goal on the outer side here at Amy Stadium. The clock continues to run. About 4.5 minutes left. Port Adelaide leading by 29 points. Mumford tries to get it down to his teammate. Only goes as far as Brad Ebert to Boak. Boak off one step. He's gone a long, long way, but unfortunately it's not accurate and has gone out in the fall. In fact, though, it was touched just as the ball was kicked. So there will be a boundary throw in, which is fortuitous for Port Adelaide. Boundary throw in right next to the behind post. So the ball spins back into play. Mumford. Down. Sydney players sort of fell over there. Gave it to Kennedy. Kennedy to Jack. Back to Kennedy in the 1-2. Good pass. Only clears that Sydney player though. Jonas mops up for Port Adelaide. Back to Trengove. He's been resolute today. He's been sweeping. Just sweeping magnificently back there. Stevenson caught in the tackle by two Sydney players and the umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up about 80 metres around from the Port Adelaide goal. Trust you're enjoying this game on PTV. Remember, for all your information this season, check out the website portadelaidefc.com.au. Just over 3 minutes left. Sydney have got the footy. Goes in short, dangerously. It's going to come off though. Jack has won the footy, but no, it's not actually. Monfries intercepts it, but then his kick's intercepted as well. And they are away. Kennedy took the mark. Sydney in short. Oh, good mark though. Angus says, I want to make up for that. And I want to get the pigskin back into my hands. And he's taken a good intercepting mark for the Power. Right half back. Kicks long towards Broadbent. Just pushed his Sydney opponent underneath the footy. Just tried to create some space. And infringed. So there'll be a relieving free kick for the Swans. The Swans run it out of defence. They're still just hemmed in that defensive 50. The young fella in Rampy's got the ball. Back towards Walsh. Walsh kicks it to the outer side in Shaw. Shaw to Armstrong. Back to Shaw. Gee whiz, gave Brad Ebert a lot of opportunity to get the footy. Armstrong's got it again. Stab pass. Nicely played to O'Keefe, and O'Keefe has got it. He goes short to the big fella in Andreas Everett, who then misses his target in White. Well done though there by the Sydney player to pick it up. Now Chesky kicks inside 50. Big pack of players. What's going to happen here? The Sydney player in Parker shovels the ball out to Jetta. Jetta, good smother by Hartlett. Somehow the ball spills free. Back to O'Shea. Hartlett's got the football, and Port Adelaide for the time are out of danger. Good footy. Brad Ebert to Kane Corns, just backward to centre wing. Kicks towards the outer side. Westhoff, he's taken the mark. Still a good 3 kicks from goal. About 90 seconds left in this contest. It's been entertaining. Port Adelaide leading by 29 points. Westhoff goes in short to Sammy Colquhoun. This young lady's a running machine. He's aerobically fantastic. Goes in short. Kane Mitchell. He's a fan favourite already here at Alberton. The 2012 Sandover medalist from Western Australia. So Mitchell, 55 out, goes in short. Doesn't quite make the distance there to that Port Adelaide player intercepted. And there'll be a boundary throw in. So both sides missing a few players today. Jay Schulz, of course, not playing up forward for Port Adelaide. Robbie Gray hopefully be back shortly. Dom Cassisi, Brett Ebert as well for Port Adelaide. So Ted Richards and Mike Pike out for the Swans. Sadly, Alex Johnson with that ACL won't be back for some time. Port Adelaide pushing the ball forward. Brad Ebert, handball back into space. Campbell Heath will enjoy this against his old side. He's got it, but it's been touched. It's been touched. We've seen a couple of those today. And as we're in the shadows of full time, Port Adelaide moved to an even 5-goal lead. It's been a super impressive performance. 15 seconds left by my calculations. Everett's got it for Sydney. Do they have one last roll of dice up their sleeve? Malcheski still running. Well intercepted. No, it's not. It was high. It was a clumsy tackle. And now Malcheski will take the free kick. And that should be full time. And it is full time. A super impressive effort by Port Adelaide. Sydney were gallant, but Port Adelaide led at every change and have eventually won by 30 points. 15-12, 102 to the Sydney Swans, 10-12, 72. An even margin of 5 goals, 30 points. And the major goal scorer for Port Adelaide, Travis Boak, kicked 3. Kane Mitchell and Aaron Young kicked a couple of goals, while for Sydney, Jude Bolton kicked 2. And Adam Goods also kicked a couple of goals. Sydney, of course, will be better for the run. They'll be ready to go by round 1. But Port Adelaide would be very, very happy with the way they finished their pre-season campaign with a 30-point victory over the reigning premiers. Let's just check those quarter-time, half-time and three-quarter-time scores. Port Adelaide led at every change. They set up the win in the first quarter, kicking into the 2 or 3 goal breeze. They led by 2 points at quarter-time. 16 points at half-time, 7 points at three-quarter-time, and as a song rings around Amy Stadium, 30 points at the final siren. Port Adelaide 15-12, 102, defeating the Sydney Swans 10-12, 72. I trust you enjoyed the coverage. I trust you enjoyed our replay here on PTV. Daniel Norton with you. Thanks for taking the time. If you either came to the game this afternoon or indeed if you've logged on to have a look on our website. And don't forget, right across the season, check out the website for all your videos, all your news stories, all the breaking news, portadelaidefc.com.au.